Hello and welcome to ADHD Court. My name is Haley Honeyman and I am your judge, prosecutor, jury, and sometimes defendant. Let's get into the cases. A little over a week ago, I put up on my story on my Instagram, send me your worst ADHD confessions, things that you have done that are just obscene because of your ADHD symptoms. And I had my assistant compile the worst things that she could find into my binder here. This isn't a binder, into my clipboard here. It matters, okay? Identity matters. And today it is our job, yours and mine, to decide on a scale of not that bad to jail where these confessions fall. Let's get into it. And as a side note, like I said, one of these confessions is my own. I've snuck it in there and it's up to you to decide which one is me. I went to theater school, and so I feel like you won't be able to tell. Or you will. We'll see. Court case number 1, the case of the elevator. The case goes as such. I pissed myself in the elevator to my place because I didn't go all day. Short, sweet, urine-y. What's crazy about this confession is in the notes here, I'm being told that there were so many different confessions that were piss related and peeing yourselves in places because you didn't go all day. Couldn't be me. I've never done that. I did pee on a church once because I couldn't wait until I got home. It was the only spot. Forgive me. In the additional notes of this case, it does say that this person was working all day and they were hyper focused on their work to the point that they didn't feel like they could allow themselves to go pee because they had to finish the task they were working on and then we're going to do it at the end. But then just decided by the time that work was up, they were so exhausted that they wanted to go home, but had to pee so bad that they accidentally peed themselves in the elevator. Like sue them, you know? I guess we could. It's ADHD court. That's what we're here to do. Now, what I like to imagine with this case is that this person was not alone in the elevator. They're like standing, doing the little pee dance, like, oh my God. And then the door opens, like the stop before their floor, and they're like, okay, hold it together. Then somebody walks in and they're like, good evening, how are you? How you been? How you doing? And the person's like, I'm good, I'm so good, I'm doing so well, that's so great, how are you? Oh my God. And as they're talking, just like slow dribble. And then they kissed. Oh my God. So I think for myself as judge, jury, prosecutor, and sometimes defendant, I'm gonna level this one pretty close to 0. Have we all piddled a little here or there because we didn't go all day? Have we peed on a church once or twice? So what are you gonna do? My decision is final. This person, free to go. I love doing my duty for this city. Next court case, the case of the senior dog. This one reads, I accidentally left a senior dog outside that I was dog watching in the rain for 4 hours overnight, thinking that I had already let them in. I don't know about you, but when I imagine a senior dog, I imagine like an old person looking dog. And I imagine them just sitting at the door like, so like, you gonna let me in? We're gonna like do this shit or what? Oh my God, my watch is dead. It's just a fashion statement at this point. I think what makes this one so bad is that it wasn't even their dog. It was a dog that they were dog watching. Like the whole reason that you were there is for this dog and you still forgot to let that dog inside. Dude, maybe that's not the line of work you should be in. I think we've heard what we've needed to hear. I like to call this one jail. This next case is labeled just "This is you," so I'm excited to see what my assistant thinks of me. Oh my God, it just says super funny and hilarious. Stop it, that's crazy. That's not what it says. It says, I have a Tupperware mountain in my office for my lunches. There's an ecosystem beginning in the bottom layers. Should I turn this camera around? No, I shouldn't. You know why? Because I asked my assistant to clean my office yesterday. I can't even pretend like I made this office look good. She cleaned it yesterday because it was a mess. Oh my God. But I think we can all relate to the not having the clean office. Outfit change. Now, having an organized office is great, but having an organized life is even better. That's why I wanted to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of this week's video, AccuFlow. You've heard me talk about AccuFlow before. I genuinely love this system so much, so let me tell you about it. I love to feel organized, but it can feel really hard to do that when there are so many different systems in place. For example, I use Asana, I use Slack, I use Google Calendar, I also use my email as a way to organize things, and having those in different places can feel really hard. AccuFlow allows you to integrate all of those things into one calendar system. The ADHD brain loves this. For the longest time, I used Google Calendar to time block all of my days, but my work uses Asana, and I would just sometimes miss things because I'm trying to organize things on Google Calendar and over in Asana. And now what is so nice is if anyone assigns me anything into Asana, it immediately gets inputted into my AccuFlow. Because AccuFlow has everything in one place, it allows me to get a really quick overview of all of the tasks or things that I have in place. Now, I've hidden a lot of my projects so you can't see them because they're secret, but you can create projects like this and add tasks within a singular project so that everything is organized in one space. Beautiful. The reason I love this is because it gives me a space to brain dump. I can write down everything that I believe to be necessary for this project and then slot them into the place that they are necessary. For a person like myself who is naturally not very organized because of the way that my brain is structured, AccuFlow makes this so easy, and I am not joking when I say that I genuinely, truly use this every single day. Now, I am just scratching the surface of the capabilities that AccuFlow has to offer, so if you want to see a full video on it, here it is. Otherwise, let's get back into the office. And thank you, AccuFlow, for sponsoring this video. This next one is just labeled gross. I hate that I have to admit this, but I feel like maybe I find my niche with your audience. I find that I have to wear socks to walk in the sand so I don't have to touch it with my feet. Adequately named. What the f is wrong with you? You're a sick, you know that? You're a sick. I will preface this by saying I can empathize with the desire to not feel sand in your little toesies. I was that baby that you would put me to sit down in the sand and my legs would just sprawl out like I'm a dog not wanting to go in the water. I'm like, please, mother, I refuse. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. That movie hadn't even come out yet and I was quoting it. It was crazy. So I can empathize with not wanting to touch sand. I'm sure that you can empathize with not wanting to touch sand. Can I empathize with wearing socks in sand? At that point, cut off your feet. At that point, not needed. At that point, stop. Too far, too much. We have to ask ourselves, when have we gone too far? This was one of those times. I wonder if there's a niche group of people that actually develop socks for folks with sensory issues for the sand. Oh, that's just shoes. That's just shoes. You could just wear shoes or a full wetsuit. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. Full wetsuit. I think that's the option moving forward. Wearing socks in the sand to fix your sensory challenges, jail. Jail, better options. Oh my God, gum boots even. Okay, I'm over it. This next one is labeled bloody murder. Oh, this is a short and sweet one. This just says, forgot to take a tampon out for 30 hours. 30 is long. How did that happen, yo? 30? Have I ever done that? I remember a specific time in high school, and I will remember this for the rest of my life because it traumatized me. I was in third period of the day, first in my body, third in terms of classes, and I go to the washroom to change my tampon, and I, grab that bad boy, yank him out, and then I go to put my new tampon in, and I look down and there's still a string there, and I'm like, did my tampon break inside of me? What the hell? And so I pull this little string off. Second tampon. I had somehow done two at once. I'm like a little Russian doll, but tampons. Or one of those magicians that pulls a scarf out of his mouth and it just keeps going, but that's me and tampons. I'm sorry. A 30-hour tampon in your body? I think we're going jail on this one. Jail. The final case we have is called kleptomaniac. Ooh, let's see. My ADHD impulsivity and dopamine-seeking brain led me to steal things as a child. I fully did this as a kid too. I remember one time as a child, I was playing in this like playhouse at like my brother's soccer game final party or whatever, so I didn't know anyone. I was a small child. We're playing with Littlest Pet Shops. Obsessed. The tism was like, line them all up, Haley, line them all up. And I did, but she had two that I had never seen before, and I was like, oh my god, these are crazy. This is so crazy how they end up in my pocket, and now they're at my house. And I remember my mom looking at them being like, where did you get these? And I was like, oh, that kid just gave them to me. Crazy. And my mom being like, that makes sense. And then I never got caught. So when it comes to stealing things as children, I think we don't mentally really understand like how bad it is, but at the same time, literally a crime. Like literally illegal, like literally jail. Whether it's ADHD or not, like literally jail. You know what? The jury's out on this one. I haven't decided where I stand on it. Like legally jail. ADHD though? I don't know, that's for you to decide. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about each of these court cases? Which ones would you have filed as jail, and which ones would you have said, yeah, free to go? Also, what is your worst ADHD confession? I am dying to know, and I promise I won't make a video about it this time. I don't know, maybe. Thank you again to ActiveFlow for sponsoring this video, and I will see you in the next one. If no one has yet told you today, I'm so proud of you for putting in the work to yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you, so it's pretty fucking cool you're doing it for yourself. Love you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.